Shalom Israel. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, that binds the apostles and else we Milsom for teaching us his truth, peace, and blessings to your whole collective Israel and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Foundation in Hebrew. Bahashem means the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the begotten Son. Background lesson, as you see in the title, all roads lead to the M.O.T.B, as you are seeing the infrastructure, the foundation being laid out in order to usher these things in. In order to condition and to prepare the people for this beast system. As you're seeing with these different apps that they're implementing and pushing out to incentivize going digital and, moving towards that route. As you're seeing with Amazon One, where you're able to pay with the palm of your hand, as well as recently where they have this store where they pretty much implement a QR code system where you need to scan in order to enter. So you can see what this is ultimately being directed towards and how they'll ultimately implement these things pretty much everywhere. Because, without the charagma, the M.O.T.B, you won't be able to function in this society. And that's how they're going to force a lot of people's hand, which you're about to see the so-called benefits, which you're about to see in this video right here, as I was mentioning, of, the planes and how it can just ultimately incentivize taking the charagma, how much easier it will be to carry your things and not have to carry a plane ticket, this and that.
Parallel reality experience. Watch what happens when you walk through here and go up to that gate. It scans your face, and when you look up there, you'll get your flight info, but only from your point of view.
Now you can see how they're going to make it to where you need to have the charagma in order to enter, to board your plane,
Can't see it.
As you saw when they had the juice mandates, to where you need to have a green pass in order to board your plane, even in order to ride one. So you can see ultimately what this is being directed towards, as you're seeing with this system that now that they are pushing these things out, where they call it a parallel. Let's go back to it.
You can't see it?
No. That's so cool.
Pass me the phone.
Yeah, here.
And now it's my info.
Are you able to read his stuff up there at all or no?
No, I can see a picture of an airplane, that's it.
This is Delta's parallel reality experience.
Parallel reality. But you can see how they're going to, push these things, the so-called benefits, the incentives of pretty much going a more digitized route, if you can see it. It's like if I kind of, stumbled a little bit, try to correct my wordings, but you can see what is ultimately moving towards. Now, let's get Revelation 13:16-17. Now, it says, "And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads." And when you go into the etymology of the word mark, in Revelation 13:16, it goes into the word charagma in the Greek, which goes into the word etch, scratch. So it's showing you it's a physical mark. And you have a lot of these other Israelite camps pushing that the mark is spiritual, that it's sin. How can you buy with sin? You're not going to pull up to your local Walmart and buy a 70-inch flat screen TV with sin, with a spiritual mark as they are pushing. It just makes no sense. But now let's get verse 17. We're also going to the last verse of it. Now it says, "Or in their foreheads," we see Neuralink, Elon Musk working on that. And I believe they're going to begin human trials pretty much very soon, if not already. As you've been seeing, they've been wanting to do it for a while now. They've been working on pigs and monkeys, and you can see the disaster that came from that. If you look into the articles and the deaths of the animals, how many deaths that they had from the testing on the animals and all that. But now you on that says that no man might buy, read it from time to time, and that no man might buy or sell, so you won't be able to buy nor sell without this mark. As I was mentioning, you won't be able to function in this society without it, and that's how our faith is going to be tried and where we will be tested. So as it goes back to Isaiah 10:20, how we're going to be fully relied upon Yahweh by Shemal Shai instead of these devils, man, when these things are fully implemented. When these things are mandated and pushed out. And that says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. So once again, you won't be able to buy or sell without it. Now you see Amazon One, we're able to pay with the palm of your hand. These different apps where you're able to pre-buy things and go to your local supermarket and pick up the things and walk out the store. So you see how they're moving to a more digitized route, a digitized system, man. A digitized currency. Which you already see America, I believe now it's all-time high debt, 31 trillion. And now you see many people missing cash, in their banks, So this thing is crumbling, man. In order to usher these things in, which you are seeing now. Because many people see the so-called benefits of it, the incentives of it, and how much more beneficial it will be if you can just walk through and not have to have a plane ticket and do these different things,
Experience. Watch what happens when you walk through here and go up to that gate.
Because as we just playing this video, it scans your face.
Scans your face, and when you look up...
Now, now imagine if they make it to where, which they most likely will do, where they scan if you have the charagma or not, to where you won't be able to enter the plane if you don't have it. So once you can see what this is ultimately being directed towards, man. If you look at the bigger picture. People will be it's just technological advancement. It's more easier, so you have to carry your tickets. The information is only to where you can see it yourself. This is not like, come on. Revelation 2 and 10. Because we're also going to face persecution for not bowing down to this beast system and taking that charagma. Now it says, fear none of the things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast you into prison, that ye may be tried. Dealing with these prisons, these jails, these camps. As they're going to try to make us break, for lack of better words, Now it says, behold, the devil shall cast you into prison, that ye may be tried. But, watch what we're here. And you shall have tribulation 10 days, and be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So if you endure, remain faithful even unto death, there is a reward and a prize waiting for us, man. Going to Revelation 3 and 10. Now it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. So Yahweh Messiah is going to put the spirit on us that we're able to endure these things, to deny those temptations. Because you're going to have many of our people that's going to crack under that pressure when these things are applied. Especially when these temptations are presented, man. As you know, many brothers have families to take care of. They have young ones, children, a wife. Now imagine when these devils start to crack down, because they're going to start to tighten that grip to where you won't be able to do anything without this charagma. So you can see how they're going to force a lot of people's hands. As you see right there, as you play in that video, you can already see how they're going to use these things in order to make it to where you need to have a charagma to get on board, to where you won't be able to travel, to where you won't be able to leave your city. Go into 2 Ezra 15 and 17, how a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. So they're going to start locking this place down, man. If you don't have this charagma, you won't be able to live a so-called normal life. To enter out on the plane to go see your family. To travel, to do anything, man. Read it from one more time. Because I was kept the Roman patience, I also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. I need to slow down when I speak. Speaking too fast, getting a little bit excited. Now, we got a few more scriptures and shut down from there. Short lesson through the spirit. I saw that video and, kind of just came to mind of what these devils did when those mandates, those restrictions are in place where you need to have a green pass to board the plane, to get on. As you see right there, where you can see your own information with your own eyes. How they scan your face before you enter that part right there. So you can kind of see what that's being directed towards right there. Now it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and not right grievances which they have prescribed, going to these draconian and harsh like laws that they'll implement to apply that pressure, man, to where you be jailed, fined for not wanting to obey the things that they are pushing, especially to where you won't be able to go to your job, to travel, And you saw what they did with the mandates and restrictions when they were heavy in these lockdowns, man, where you need to have a mask to enter a store. You saw many videos coming out of people getting thrown in jail for not obeying it, man. Now let's get a few more. Let's see. We get Matthew 24 first. And as I mentioned earlier, you're going to have many of our people that's going to fall into those temptations. They're going to see the so-called incentives, the benefits of taking the charagma, where you're able to listen to music in your brain, and also the miracles that they're going to be performing on the left-hand side, by the way, of technology. Elon Musk saying that the blind people can see again, people that are paralyzed able to walk again. So many people are going to hop on board with that. Especially, you see with that plane right there, dealing with where they scan your face and all that. So where you can see your own information. So you can see how they're going to, make it to where... Dang, I forgot my point I was going to make, man. Lord will come back to Matthew 24 and 24. Now it says, for there shall arise false anointed and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible they should deceive the very elect. Okay, I remember my point. but make it to where it's more private, it's more easier to just walk around, not having to carry your ticket and dropping it or losing it anywhere. All your information is in your head, or in your hand. So there we go. That was the point I was trying to, I believe, make right there. Just lost my train of thought. Matthew 24 and 24 one more time. For there shall arise false anointed and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. So you're going to see these miracles being performed on the left-hand side. Many people are going to be in awe and, led astray by these things. And so much that for a possible they just shall deceive the very elect. But it's not possible to deceive the Lord's men, his elect. 2 Thessalonians 2:9, because I should also got 2 Corinthians 2:11. And it says, lest Satan should get revenge of us, for we were not ignorant of his devices. So we see what this devil's planning, what he's trying to do, the implementation of all these different apps to where it's moving to a more digitized route. 2 Thessalonians 2:9 says, even him who's coming after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. And you have many of our people that's going to fall into that, man. It's going to be deceived and led astray. But those that remain faithful and continue to believe in Yahweh B'Shem Shai, he'll give us the strength, and the spirit to endure these things, man. That's why we continue to pray to Yahweh B'Shem Shai to have mercy upon us in these coming times, man, because it's going to be serious, man. It's going to get bad out here. But pretty much the main point already. It's like if I kind of, I want to say rambled a little bit, but, spoke a little bit too fast. But Lord, and I still connected these points to the best of my ability, and you were edified throughout this lesson. Now, I do want to give all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Shai, B'Shem Kakadash, that one of the apostles, and those great millstone for teaching us this truth. Peace and blessings, the hope like the Israel, and Shalom, see you next one, Lord willing.